Okay, so if you're joining us for the first time, or you're watching this video for the first time, my name's Alistair, and I'm a mediumistic life coach, a Reiki master, and what else am I? Tarot reader. We'll go with that. And this is Penny.
Psychometrist.
Oh yeah, psychometrist. Creating my own terms.
Hi, I'm Penny. I'm a doula, an empath, a dowser, a Reiki master, advanced master herbalist, and other bits and pieces.
Excellent. So this evening we're going to talk about mediumship and the difference between what we do and what's classed as entertainment, tarot, and how you need to sort of watch out for things being affected by your own emotions and thoughts. And what was the other topic? I'm going to put you on the spot now.
I don't know. I can't remember. It'll come.
Yeah. So those are the things we're going to work on. But throughout this evening, hopefully we'll be here for about an hour. If you get the urge, or if we get a bit of time, what we'll do is you guys put a little heart in the comments and myself or Penny will pull a card. But that's not primarily why we're here. We're kind of here to sort of discuss the week, how it's gone from a spiritual point of view, things that have come up in the week, which one of the things that came up in the week was tarot readings being affected by your emotions or by the emotion of the reader.
Yeah, because that's something that you really have to battle against. That when you do readings, you've got to kind of be neutral, so that there's no bias when you're reading about how you are thinking, how you're feeling, particularly if you're reading for somebody that you know and you know stuff about. You don't want your own emotions bleeding into that. Do you think?
No, you don't. That's the thing. If you are reading for family members, that can be the trickiest thing. Reading for a family member who's possibly had a bit of a discussion with you about something, and then you do a reading later and you kind of go, oh, it must be kind of that, and it possibly isn't. So you kind of have to marry your emotions by what your expectations are of what are coming out. Yeah. Because what you think is important isn't necessarily what the cards will think is important.
Yeah.
Hey, people are starting to join us now. We started rambling.
Hi, Michael. Hi, Bryony. Hi, Anne-Marie. Hi, Marianne.
So you're all here. We knew you would be, but we didn't want to leave the beginning bit to be a bit blank because we got to think of the people that listen on the podcast.
Yeah.
And the YouTube.
So all that you missed was me saying that I feel really scruffy this evening if I haven't made an effort at all. You was on the wrong page, does that say? Oh,
yeah.
Dear. Oh, hang on. What you been doing, Bryony? You watched someone walking down the road and they turned around. This is what happens when you're eyeing people up and they're going down the street. You get caught.
Yeah, this is it.
That's what you were talking about, wasn't it?
Yeah, energy manipulation. That's excellent. I'm glad people have sort of gone with that and had a muck about with it.
Yeah.
So no, that's good.
A little play.
The positives from that and the practical application of that is if you've got somebody that you know is feeling a bit low or a bit down, knowing that you can manipulate the energy means that you know you can kind of draw some of their negative, balance it with your positive, and send them some of your positive. So if you can distract somebody's thought process to either turn round or look or scratch their hand because you've stared at it, you've got a connection there that you can now use to send and receive energy.
Mm-hmm. It's very powerful.
That's good. That's excellent.
Super powerful. I think I have to keep putting my glasses on. I'm so blind. Anne-Marie, we took the background down because it was so dank and dark in here.
Yeah.
In the day, we had all the lovely sunshine outside, and it was like walking into a cave.
Yeah, it was a bit too.
So we took it down to air the room a bit.
Do you want the lighting up? Is that what Anne-Marie's on about?
No, she's just missing the
if we put the sparkly lights on, my phone goes weird because it tries to figure out which light to focus on.
Which works all right if we've got the dark behind it. It's because the sunshine's coming through the window.
So, how do you, Penny, when you're doing a reading, how do you work out what is potentially an emotion or your thought as opposed to guidance from the cards? How do you see it as, or feel it as a difference?
What I try to do is, it's quite difficult to explain. I try to close down my own emotions, and like shut a door in my head, so that the only information that I'm taking in is what I'm seeing in the cards and what is being told to me. That way I'm not bleeding any of my own stuff onto the card.
Because
It's quite hard to describe actually how to do it.
the reason I say it, I mean, we've said it as when we're reading for relatives, but I've had serious situations where I've been reading at a party and I've had cards come up relevant to perhaps children that have passed, but it was a child that had passed. And even that itself is dealing with a raw emotion. Where's this card going with this? I could potentially say the wrong thing if I misread what the cards are trying to say. So it doesn't even have to be that you have a closeness in your emotion to the person you're reading to. It can just be there's a lot of emotion that's potentially going to bubble up because of the topic the cards have picked.
Oh, and it's about giving all the information honestly, but sensitively. Because
Harm none.
so mote it be.
That was like our equivalent of JGP.
It was. Nobody's going to know.
Nobody's
going to
get that. If you know what that is, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's quite a difficult one because you do have to give the information. You're not there to upset anybody, but sometimes the information isn't very nice that you have to give over. But people need to know it to see where their path is going to go or where they're going to take their path. Because we're not directing anybody. We're giving you the information that is given to us. So it's about making sure that we're sensitive when we do it. Sometimes it's like most things in life, you can overthink.
I was just thinking it's a little bit like going in and moaning at the newsagents if you don't like what's in the paper. It's a little bit like that at times. Sometimes I feel like I'm shooting the messenger occasionally.
What, like when people ring up from companies and try to sell you stuff and...
No, I don't mind that at all.
You get...
The longer I keep... I try and keep them on the phone for as long as possible. The longer they're on the phone to me, wasting their time means they're not phoning somebody else.
But you see those people as a representative of the whole organisation.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yes, if I have an argument with a company and the person at the end of the phone is talking to me, yeah, they are the voice of the company. They are the representation of the company. If I have a problem with the company, I have a problem.
So if any of you work in cold calling...
Don't call me.
Don't phone here.
Emotions on this. Let's change it slightly. So that's if we've got emotions that we've got to deliver or sieve through for card readings. If I do a mediumistic reading or a psychometry, the information I'm receiving most of the time will feel like an emotion. It'll be the emotion of the person it was, how they felt, what they were doing at the time. And all of those things have to come to me as an emotion. And for those that have known me for a long time, emotions and me were quite suppressed, especially for about the last 10 years. That's where the Reiki master training helped me to sort out my own emotions first and foremost before anything else. You ruined my train of thought then. That's for later. We'll get to that. So balancing our emotions and understanding our own emotions is first and foremost. The other correlation I kind of wanted to draw is all emotions are correct while we're talking about emotions. If you're angry, you're angry. And part of the conversation that came up, and I'm going to touch a little bit of this on Wednesday in my little solo, kind of how we kind of go from the process of being annoyed at something and then letting that bit go, so it's a separate event if you get annoyed later at something else. Yeah. Things don't snowball up. So yeah, but it was just there was a natural link there.
Yeah,
So.
and that makes sense. I had a little panic and thought, why, what happened on Wednesday did I not concentrate on?
No, it was just sort of different things. We'll talk about different things.
Yeah, that's cool. That's good. So that's for your life coachy chat. Yeah, so...
What's different then, Penny, between us and an entertainer?
An entertainer. So the information that we give is from direct interpretation of what we're seeing in the cards, the actual pictures that we look at, and what information comes through to us linked to those pictures. Somebody who works on an entertainment basis only is not telling you anything that is linked to a gift or to information. They are telling you a story, and it is fiction.
But if it makes people feel good, is it wrong?
That's quite difficult.
That's where entertainment comes in. There's all very different kinds of films on Netflix. They're not for everybody.
Yeah, the law changed to say that if you did any kind of mediumship, that you had to have a disclaimer at the beginning so that people could see before they engaged with you that it was for entertainment purposes only. Similarly, all of the ghost investigation shows that are on TV are for entertainment purposes only, and it's very clear in their disclaimer, usually at the beginning, to warn you. And the part of that is the change in law to protect vulnerable people from being taken advantage of and being drawn to take action and do things guided by the medium that could potentially harm them, harm somebody else, or could mean that they had financially lost by engaging with this medium. So the point was to say, for everybody to say across the board, that the mediumship that is done is for entertainment purposes only. In theory, a protection for vulnerable people.
Yes.
Because let's face it, when people ask for readings, sometimes it is about just a genuine interest and an enjoyment of the subject. A lot of the time it is because they want to make a connection, because they've lost somebody, they have somebody in spirit that they want to connect with. So they will ask for a card reading, they will ask for psychometry, they will ask for a mediumship reading or a seance of some sort. And it's because of loss.
Yeah. It's because it's a trade and a business that's easy to be fraudulent in. You can set up an Instagram page, a Facebook page, and have people sending you money fairly quickly. And it's because of that, it's easy for people to take advantage of it. So I kind of get it, but it annoys me a bit because there's rogue plumbers, there's rogue mechanics, there's rogue electricians, there's rogue in every industry. But this was kind of like a blanket because there's no physical way of evidencing what is happening other than the information that's being transferred, being validated. It doesn't get the same credence. And I kind of get that. That's where it kind of bottlenecks in the world.
There was a programme on TV in the late 90s, I think.
Stop leaning on your hands. You look like you're falling asleep. I've just seen you there.
It's my thinking pose. And I'm full of dinner. Sorry, I shall sit up and look all engaged now. It won't last. No, there was a programme in the late 90s that was about exposing mediums. And it was very similar to the Rogue Trader programme. They had somebody in a house and they were mic'd up and there were hidden cameras. And they basically spied on the people that were going out. I can't read what that says. What does
We
that
have
say?
amazing light blue auras.
Fabulous.
That's cool if you can see it, or it's the shadow in the curtain. As the light's dropping outside, the light's coming up in here, so we're getting the shadow.
That'd be
there.
lovely if that's
Blue,
what it is.
blue would be a good colour for
Healing.
an aura. Yeah, so that'd be
Healing
cool.
aura.
I'm just recovering from 2 weeks of diverticular pain. So today's
I'm
the first
recovering
day.
from eating too much dinner. Right, yeah, so they basically were trying to catch out people who were fraudulent. And that's quite good. And they were very good. And they managed to uncover one chap who did quite a lot of research. And what he did was he talked to all the other people in the neighbourhood and asked leading questions to get information about the person whose house he was going to. And he got caught being unscrupulous. And it is a prey on people's vulnerability.
It is.
I can see the other side, that if something brings somebody peace and they are able to move on in their life because they've been told their relative in the spirit is now safe and well and comfortable and they aren't in pain anymore, and if that helps them to move on with their own life, that's a good thing. Unfortunately, it rarely is just that. It rarely is more information that's given that is a cold reading.
Yes. Cold readings is a whole other topic. Let's not dwell on this for too long.
Okay.
Because I like...
You push me down the negative path and then go, no, that's enough now, shush.
No, cold readings are a funny thing. When years ago I studied sociology and psychology and then body language, and that's when I became fascinated in the stuff that Derren Brown does.
Mentalism.
Yeah, and the power of suggestion through simple semantics. Most people are easily programmable once they're focused on what you want them to focus on. There's obviously tricks to it that they do, which are extremely clever. And it was that, and that one of the shows he did was about doing a cold reading.
Yeah.
And he gave 100 people the same written information on an envelope, and the high majority of the people that got it thought it was personal to them. And that's the elements where, when I say I've done a reading in the past, or like the cards I pull for you, if it doesn't bear any relevance to now and actually today, that forms some form of advice, then my cards are not really doing what I want them to do in the first place. If you get my logic. I'll get off my ranty box now.
Yeah, you started something there, didn't you? Okay.
But this also leads me to, funnily enough, people who've just got stuff. They're just constantly, like, they're sharing pictures on different social media pages of crystals everywhere and incense burning everywhere and just stuff, just everything that denotes. I kind of don't know why people do it. It just seems to get cluttered. I have a couple of decent sort of crystals that I use that make sense to me. I just don't get why people have to have so many, unless we're trying to overcompensate sometimes for things. And that's where I sort of worry, if we want to be so proud and look what I've got, but then it becomes a sort of a point
If it's I look at what I've got situation, then yeah, that's not a great thing. People that use crystals for healing or they use them for specific purposes and understand and are comfortable with all the different connections that people have to crystals, and which parts of their body is activated by those, or which emotions, which health attributes the crystals support. If they are using them as part of the business for that, then that absolutely makes sense. We do have a lot of stuff, but it is stuff that we use.
It's that point with me. Paganism, Wiccan, heathenism, whatever you want to class it, Norseism. These are all kind of simple earthbound appreciations.
Yeah.
So spending copious amounts of money on stuff goes against my logic. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Hang on, because
There's
I know we've got messages, but I can't.
There's a wonderful crystal shop in St Andrews, which we'll hopefully visit next week while I'm on holiday.
Okay.
Well, I can't read the rest of it.
The lady that runs it is fantastic and very knowledgeable and helpful.
Sorry, you people that are watching that, trying to watch me read.
It's great, and if you're drawn to crystals, the issue isn't about what you have, because if you're drawn to have these things, you're drawn to them for a reason. At some point, you are going to use them, and they are going to be useful to you. You're drawn to things for a reason. It's not about that. It's about exploiting the object for your own benefit. Look at what a wonderful Wiccan I have. I have 6 broomsticks. Well, yeah, I've got 4 broomsticks because I was drawn to buy each one. But I don't take photos of them and use them to promote myself. I just have them because I use them in spell casting or for clearing energy.
There's a practical use.
There is a practical use. The things that we use, we don't feel the need to push for promotion with them all the time. Not to say that we haven't taken pictures of things, because we have. Before I did the seance last year, that was live stream, I did take a photo of the things that I was taking with me, and it wasn't for self-promotion. It was actually like an explanation of what I was going to do, because
like a tool bag.
I knew what I was going to do when I got there, and I'd already had questions about, are you going to do protection? What are you going to do to keep everybody safe? And I thought, I'll put that toolkit out there for people to see, which was particular candles, my poppet, particular herbs that I was taking, and resins that I was taking with me to burn, and it was just about transparency. Look, this is my toolkit. I've deeply considered the protection aspect, and more so that other people wanted to feel safe, other people wanted to have protection, and it was look, this is what I'm going to do. If that makes sense to everybody, we're not having a jibe at people for having lots of stuff. Have lots of stuff, by all means. I do love a hoarder.
What I've noticed,
why are you taking photos?
Because there's money to be made in it. Influencers on social media pages are getting paid to promote all of this stuff, this lifestyle choice. Then you're being pushed down a particular route to a wellness app or somewhere you can buy something. It's become a monetized process. The whole thing has become monetized, and then it becomes about who's got what.
Yeah.
So I'm not engaging with that. I've left.
Don't think that's necessarily a bad thing.
Oh, I
to
do.
Be fair,
there's a proper pagan snobbery at the minute.
Yeah, but if I was being, if I was promoting something that I believed in, because I'd have to believe in it, and it would have to be something that I used frequently. If I was
sponsors from Murphy Richards for a kettle and a toaster would be
Morphy
good.
Richards.
Morphy Richards.
You've got to even say it right. No, but if it was something practical and useful, and I was really interested in it, and do you know what? And it supported me that I would be able to do more of this kind of thing that I really love, spending time with Wiccan craft and the Reiki and doing all of that, then yeah, I'm not saying that I won't promote. I will.
No, what I'm getting
but
at
I won't be doing that self-promotion. I want people to like me.
No.
It will be more of,
people
here's the contents of my head, enjoy.
Yeah, no, people are not watching us because of what they're looking at. It's what we're
God,
saying.
no.
You guys ain't.
Clearly not.
It's a face for radio, really.
Not even that, to be honest.
There's no need for that.
I don't mean you.
The reason I sort of mention this is because I've noticed just over the last wee while all these kind of craft sites. They're not craft sites anymore. They're the elitist sites. What people were making these little trinkets and things because they were the hobbyist sharing their talent and getting a little bit of a monetary value back. No, not anymore. It's just hashtags and it's just everywhere, and everything's just hiked the price up.
You're quite a bit of man.
I am.
Today.
I've got a thing about organic at the minute as well. All this organic clothing, that's great. If you can afford to buy organic, then great, knock yourself out. But I won't be made to feel guilty because...
I kind of get what you mean when you pay an obscene amount of money for ethnic clothing at festivals and specialist shops, and you pay an obscene amount of money. I get that you would have an issue with that for sure, because I've got bits that I wear and people will say, that's a really lovely top, obviously not what I'm wearing now, that's a really lovely top or pair of trousers. Yeah, I bought them in India. I bought them direct from the person that made them. So the money went into their pocket.
Yeah, I know, but everything's just...
And it isn't about a look, it's about it could be bloody hot and uncomfortable, and you wear those clothes for that purpose. I don't know.
Anyway, right.
Can we talk about something cheery now?
No.
Oh, God.
We're going to talk about things that go bump in your house.
Woohoo!
So, over the last week, we've noticed, and we didn't tell Lear, that there's possibly a spirit on the landing. Not Maleficent or anything like that.
Maleficent. It's Angelina Jolie here.
But it's just quite playful, if you get my logic.
It's been ages.
It affects the temperature in the bathroom when you get out the shower, or move the bathroom, like the shower curtain and things like that.
I notice more when I go to the bathroom late in the night, and you come out and kind of go like that.
I know,
oh my God!
Hold on, before I lose this train of thought. Just as we were setting up, I walked through to the lounge and walked back, and then started singing a song.
Diamonds are a girl's best friend.
I have no idea where that song came from.
Does anybody know who put that in his head?
If any of you guys were listening to that song as you were like sat there waiting for us to go live, that would be hilarious.
It was
if that
nice
was true.
to see him sing it.
I don't know where it came from. The song sprung into my head. It's not your normal earworm.
You were
kind
channeling Marilyn.
I don't even know Marilyn. What?
Monroe.
Oh, is that who sang it then?
Yeah.
I don't even know that. No idea.
Well, yeah.
I didn't think she was singing.
And there is a thing that the movement of the shower curtain, and you can, in your brain anyway, you automatically reason it away. It's because I've moved and the water pressure and the temperature in the bathroom's changed and all of those things. However, I remembered something that happened. I can't remember when it was. I've clearly tried to block it out. In that I was in this house on my own, and it was in the evening, and I was lying in the bath. I was the only one in here. All the doors and windows were locked and shut. And the bathroom door was locked. And while I was lying in the bath, I heard, and we live in a detached house, so we can't blame neighbours, but while I was lying in the bath, I heard somebody very loudly run up the stairs, and it was a proper thud, 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 and then it sounded like they ran at the door, and there was kind of a whoomph of the door moving. I immediately panicked, because that's the most vulnerable you can be. Jumped out of the bath, started shouting, who's out there, who's out there? No response. Opened the door, nobody there. Looked all around the house, nobody had been in the house. Quite unnerving.
I bet it was. So have you guys had any of that? Talk to us, tell us. Or tell us what you want.
See, even though spirit communication is something I do, I'm not an idiot. want to protect myself as well. But even calling out, I got no response. And I felt really vulnerable. So...
I normally just go, knock it off, it's cold, I'm just getting out of the shower.
Or at least pass me the towel.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that freaked me out for quite a long time. I didn't get back in the bath that day. Because I was too unnerved. I didn't know what it was. So things like that happen all the time. Bumps in the night. And they happen in other people's houses too. You put something down, you turn around, you turn back and it's gone. Or it's moved. Tell us, what experiences have you had? If any at all.
Or ask us a question. What would you like to know? Should we do it? Ask us anything.
Yeah.
Or put a heart in there and we'll pull a card.
There's no guarantee that we'll know the answer to what you ask.
No.
We've got really good shared knowledge. We've got really good broad knowledge, and
I've got a really good crystal. Sorry.
Fairly experienced.
What I'm trying to say when it comes to these, I don't take myself too seriously. This is I'm not crossing that boundary into the look at all this shit that I've got.
Yeah.
Because that's not what about. I mean,
it's not just about that as well. It's about acknowledging that other people have belief systems as well. As long as they are genuine belief systems and not for just profit and acceptance only.
what, like Christianity? What do you mean not for profit? Oh, sorry. That's a charity. Can't make a profit when it's a charity, can you?
You are an idiot. You know what I mean? People, everybody has their own belief systems, and it's not about stamping all over what everybody else believes, because we are drawn to different things. And what we do with the information that we have...
I wonder where you were going with that.
I've forgotten.
Respecting everybody's belief structures.
It is. I don't like... There's things that people do that I don't believe in at all, but I wouldn't say that's a load of nonsense, because if it works for them and it's there's a benefit to somebody else, it's helpful to somebody else, I don't have an issue with it.
Okay.
I am feeling a little bit bitter.
As a person that went through the Christian system and spat out at the other end of it, yeah, no, I respect all your religions if you want to believe in whatever you like. That's kind of why I wore this T-shirt today.
They can't read it.
Everything's been a little bit kind of Norsey, and people think I'm some sort of Viking fanatic. I'm not. Just like the old gods. It's got nothing to do with Vikings. And I've only just been old enough to grow a beard, so that's why that's late in coming in.
Yeah, me too.
I got puberty in my 40s. Brilliant. You're the one nicking all my razors. That's what it is.
Yes.
Anyway, right. If you'd like a life coachy card, put a blue heart. If you'd like
a whiny, emotional reconnection card.
I was going to say a Wiccan angel cardy style thing, put a red heart. But other than that, if you want to ask a question, ask away. We're here to answer your questions. Do you have things that go bump in the night?
Yeah.
Have you got a haunted house? Have you got a photo of a ghost or a kid? You've taken a photo of your kids and there's a little orb between them and things like that. I've got loads of those.
Oh, I've got a cracking picture of an orb at the location that we went to do our out on location share.
Oh yeah, if it's a nice day, we might do that next week.
I have got a cracking picture, and the orb is enormous. It's really bizarre, and it was between myself and the original medium of the group, who left shortly after I joined. But it's really good picture. If I can find it, I'll put it on our webpage actually, so everybody can see it.
Excellent. But yeah, have you guys ever taken a photo? Have you got pictures of orbs? Normally there's loads around kids. Here we've got a shroom there. Right, dude. What, shroom? Chris? You don't know Shroom?
No.
Shroom's an old mate of mine. An old dogging mate.
All right, there are people that may not understand what that means.
Actually, from dog agility, not actual dogging.
Okay.
But, so yeah, so we've kind of waffled on for a bit. We've covered quite a few topics.
We have. We've got. How much have we got left?
About 20 minutes.
About 20 minutes.
So yeah, so if you guys have got any questions.
Questions or topics, pop them in the comments. If you want us to pull some cards for you, we can do that. We'd rather just talk this week, but...
What do you want to talk about then?
I don't want to talk
Next
to you.
topic.
I want to talk to you all week.
Charming. I'll turn back to you guys then.
Yeah, what's this? How have you done that?
No, that was my other point, is people that overbuy stuff. Buying the stuff just causes their own chaos.
Marion can't get a blue heart, so a red heart. Oh, if you want a blue heart, that's your card.
I didn't know you couldn't do a blue heart. Oh, just do a red heart. It'll be one of us.
There'll be young people out there that know how to do all of that. I don't know either.
So I put the cards in shot so people can see it.
I'm that rubbish. I would have just typed in blue
was it?
heart.
Marion, wasn't it?
What you got? What you got? I can see messages, but it's not quick enough coming up on my screen. And glasses have gone on now, so I can read.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, you've been thrown cards. Let's have a look. What have we got? Do, do, do.
Ooh. This was for Marion, wasn't it?
It was. Hang on a minute. I just want to check if there's anything we missed in the comments. Bryony. I haven't got a haunted house, but I stayed in one as a kid. My parents' friends had a house with a little girl ghost, and she used to appear when they moved stuff around. We went to stay, and my mum woke up in the night and thought I was standing next to the bed. But she looked down at the floor where me and my brother were sleeping. When she looked back, she was gone. My dad nearly died.
Excellent.
That sounds
awesome.
Loads of fun and terrifying for your mum in equal measure, because when you're woken up by a small child that's about this close to your face, that's terrifying enough.
But it also reminds me of the first house we moved into when I moved to Scotland as a kid. It was a big white house in a little village called Dufton, called Tinimber House. And that was haunted. It had old servants' bells. And in the kitchen, the bell didn't go off, but the little thing used to go from red to black and used to sort of wiggle like somebody had rung it in different rooms.
That's quite cool.
But it was supposed to be one of the oldest houses in Dufton. It was owned by somebody. It was a nice big house.
Maybe we'll get to go up there now that things are easing. I think that is a little bit out of county
Wiccan Warriors
for
road
us.
trip to Scotland.
Oh, let's do that on location in Scotland. That would be fabulous. Okay, we've got another comment. What is it? My computer's being weird again.
Right, Marion's cards. I had to pull 2 additional cards, which, as I say, I don't normally like to, but that being the Hangman, I had to because it's a bit of an ambiguous card for me. It's effectively saying you've got to take a chill pill for a minute. There's something potentially going wrong, which is why you've kind of taken a step back. Presumably that's what the Hangman card's meaning, to do with something that's gone wrong. But then the Ace of Cups was the third one. So whatever decision you've taken to step away from something that's quite argumentative or has quite a lot of anger involved to it, makes sense. You did the right thing. But I can't imagine you being in a situation you've had an argument with somebody, Marion. I've got to be honest. So I don't know with that. It seems a bit... But I hope that makes sense.
Argument? Difference of opinion? Maybe?
It's just the fact that because it's the Ruin card of Swords, it normally means a good, strong argument. But to have the Ace of Cups come out afterwards means that there's a positive to the end of it.
Okay.
So it could theoretically mean somebody's going to apologise to you for being a knobhead if you took it to a different context.
And it's not you
today. And it's not me. So, yeah, I hope those make sense.
Actually, lovely Danny, if you're on this, because I haven't seen your name come up this week. Last week I did a mini reading for you and about a lady who was causing a bit of tension around your wedding. And you are the only person that didn't put a comment. So send me a little message through Messenger and let me know if there actually is a situation.
You just want to know she's all right.
Yeah,
okay.
I think because you were kind of there and you said hi, and then I gave the message and then didn't hear anything more from you. And you're not the quietest person. So I just wanted to make sure that everything was okay. So send me a message for sure. Bryony said, Mum was really cool about it, which if you knew her is not the reaction you would expect. Well, that's quite cool. I think we all have those stories anyway. Contact of some description. I mean, we probably have more than most, going out and doing professional investigations.
I've never done investigations.
Okay, me then.
I've never been invited out to do an investigation.
Well, and you won't if you're that argumentative.
I've been to old castles in Scotland and
are they like
old
castles?
Old buildings and things, and done my own investigations for my own fun, which I've said about before.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
God, drink my coffee.
So what else do you want to talk about, people?
So yeah, bumps. I like stuff like that. It's kind of, how do you explain it? You've seen it when you was a kid. I mean, like I've told you guys before, the first person I've seen was my granddad at the bottom of the bed. But that was actually after, and the timeline-wise, after the time of living at Tinninver House. So timeline-wise, I'd had spooky things happening since then.
Oh. Okay, so I know we've got more messages, but I have to keep going. Marion said, thanks. Did have someone who had a wobbly about something I said. I have walked away from her for my own good. Not sure if it could be that.
Fair play. You don't strike me as the kind of person that gets into arguments, so I was a bit surprised it was there. But you've confirmed that, yeah, that if your decision was to walk away and leave it, that was the right decision to make.
Okay, so we've got red heart from Leah, blue heart from Anna, red heart from Amy Jane. I don't know who Amy Jane is.
Amy Jane's new. Welcome, Amy Jane.
She probably isn't at all, but hello, Amy Jane. Maybe she enjoys just spying on us every week, and our weird rantings that we
That's good for people to do. Come and join us.
Yes, because it's fun. Okay, so
we chat for a bit at the beginning.
Let's see what we have.
For a bit at the end.
Leah, I'm seeing some good stuff for you. You have the Eight of Cups and a young man. There's a surprise. And the positivity is around him. What does that mean? Oh, so we do have some change coming. And some disagreement. I think that we know what that is about as well. Could be something unexpected. And there is emotional stuff. So I'm not fibbing. The cards that I drew for you, we have the Eight of Cups. We have the Devil card. So I think we know who that is. And we have the Three of Swords and it's reversed. So I'm seeing that there is going to be a positive outcome. I think you know and I know that this is around little disagreements that are going on at the moment. There is going to be change. There is the influence of a male that should know better, but it is going to have a resolution, but it's going to be a bit of a battle to get there. So, sorry it's not brilliant news, but it's good news anyway, because you'll eventually get to the good bit. So, are you on Anna?
Yeah, I've got Anna's cards. Right, first card for you, Anna, is the Queen of Discs. And this card's a Maudley card, because if you notice, she's looking back at where she's been. She's not looking at where she's going. And she's not paying attention to the ram at the front. Now, the ram to me is the pull, where she's supposed to be paying attention to go somewhere, but she's not. She's looking backwards and focused on things in the past. The confirmation comes with that, with the Sun card reversed. The Sun card to me is not a positive card at all. It kind of surrounds making some decisions, quite a serious decision, if anything. And then the third card means it was actually a selfish card. It's about you. Whatever decision you need to make is about you, for you to ascend to better. So if it's about a job, because I think you've been speaking to Penny about work and jobs, stop procrastinating, figure out which one you bloody want, and just knuckle down and do it. It's kind of that simple if it is that. But if there's another reason why you've been staring at your past, you need to knock it off. The ram could actually symbolise a link between you and a Cancerian that has been talking to you if you really wanted to boil this down.
Cancerian?
Yeah.
The ram?
Not Cancerian.
Aries.
Aries. Yeah, so it could be that star sign links to that person that's trying to tell you to do something.
It's not me.
So yeah, them cards are kind of, that's the kind of cards I normally get for a kick up the bum sort of cards.
Yeah. You know what you want, be
But
brave,
I hope
just
that
do
makes
it.
sense.
What's the worst that could happen?
So yeah.
Okay.
You've got the new lady.
Amy Jane.
Amy Jane.
See what we have for you.
Singing, apparently.
We have the Strength card reversed. So at the moment, you have vulnerability. And there are many people that are affecting you at the moment or not affecting you. But it's not about being on your own, it's about being caught in a crowd, in being overwhelmed, and you're feeling really vulnerable at the minute and caught in the middle of something. But I'm not quite sure what. And I'm seeing loss. I'm seeing that somebody in your life that you thought that you could rely on, that was strong, isn't being there for you when you're feeling this vulnerability. But change is going to come. It's a really hard time, either that you're going through now or you are coming into. It's a really difficult time, and there is going to be change, and it's going to be uncomfortable, but you are going to see change from that. It's going to be a bit of a slog. So you need to be really focused on what you want and move towards what you want. Be a little bit single-minded. Don't be drawn by anybody else. Don't be pulled back by the people that you thought you could trust that you can't. And use your inner wisdom and intuition to understand the situation that you have now and where you want to be and how to get there. So, not a very cheery one, I'm afraid. But when we're warned of difficulty, or we experience difficulty, there's the only way to go is up. Things can only get easier and better. They just sometimes take a bit of a fight to get there. So, sorry it's not more cheery.
Yeah. But it's advisory. Sometimes we don't get what we want to hear, we get what we need to hear sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I hope that made sense, Amy.
And if it doesn't, it will very soon. Super soon.
So yeah, what else we talk about? What we got? We've got like 10 minutes-ish.
So, Leah said that made sense. It's not a surprise.
Anna just said she needs to kick up the arse.
Well, we know that. We know that. I think that there's a lot of unrest at the moment as well. Everybody's kind of gone, yay, the lockdown restrictions are lifting and we can do things as long as we're really sensible and we still follow the guidelines. And actually, I think that's a massively intimidating thing. I think that it's changed that we all kind of went, yeah, we want these things, and then it's quite scary going back to normality. All our lives have changed, and we've all become really enclosed, literally, from being indoors and not being able to see anybody else. And I think it can be quite overwhelming. And now everything's magically better, and go back to work and talk to people and have people in your home, and I think that could be really intimidating.
I haven't been in a clothes shop for 2 years. I haven't bought a pair of trainers for 2 years.
Priorities.
I haven't bought any clothes for 2 years. This is horrendous. It's like I've been trapped in during a pandemic.
You have?
Yeah, and I didn't prioritise buying clothes. Who the fuck am I going to buy clothes for? Where am I going?
Nothing was open anyway.
No,
like
exactly.
That. What do we have? I can't see.
Amy Jane. Hopefully it's all good. I can't read it.
I can't read. Hang on. I'm friends with Anna and Leah, by the way. I'm not a complete random. Oh. And it does make
They're
sense.
complete randoms.
Excellent. Excellent. We'll get there.
That's
It's something good. Okay. Bryony, I've got a question. When a card is reversed, is that because it's just how you've shuffled them? Do you go through and put them the right way up at the end of the reading?
No.
No, we don't.
The dilemma is as well, I can pick the cards up that way and then pick them up the next way, the other way around.
And then get all of your cards reversed.
My cards, because they've got a colourful cross on the back, I can tell before I pull the card whether it's reversed or not.
I can't.
Whereas I can. And it depends on my readings. If I'm just going to read a standard kind of affirmation card for myself, I don't need it to be too deep. I don't need it to have an option of reversing.
Yeah.
So I'll just pull the card the right way. But if I'm doing a reading like I've done for you guys, a reversed card for me is one that you have the power to change. If it's a change card or a tower card or something like that, they're external forces on the change. But if it's the other way up, then you can change the attitude or change your route to turn that aspect of your life around.
I just thought I'd draw a card for you, Bryony, seeing as you'd asked a question. And it's a very positive card, and it was the right way up. And you got the Ace of Cups, and along with that you have the Dove of Peace. So I think we read for you before, and there was a lot going on, and right now, or imminently, things are going to settle, and you're going to feel really calm and relaxed and comfortable.
She's laughing.
Yeah, but I don't know if that was your
Yeah.
explanation,
Oh.
which is most likely.
Yeah.
And did you just draw a card as well?
Yeah, I pulled that card for you, Bryony. So yeah.
So is there an interest?
Read of that
perhaps,
what
that
you
is
will.
making you feel light and cheery and...
But that's good. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. We've covered quite a lot of stuff today. We kind of wanted to cover the kind of mediumship stuff and
We did.
draw that line in the sand as there's a difference between those that are there to help you because it profits their business and those that are there to help you but they'd like some profit in their business.
Yeah. No, it's not
No,
about
it's not.
that. There is... when people say, why don't you do all of this for free? Right now, we are doing it for free, aren't we? We're sitting here, we're giving readings for free. We do offer everything that we do through our Facebook shop and our website. Bryony likes it.
She said love it actually.
All right. Needy. But you know what? We've got to pay the bills. Otherwise, we're going to have to do real grown-up stuff.
I don't think we've said on here, have we? About for however long COVID's been on,
Yeah.
we've had absolutely no government help whatsoever.
No.
Next month, we qualify for the first thing to do with furloughing and a grant.
But we'll see. We're not going to get into all of that.
Nope.
It's unfortunate for us that everything we do is really personal and works best if we're in the room with somebody. And of course, what happened was they went, "Don't be in a room with somebody."
Yeah, we chose the right time to start a business.
Yeah,
didn't
it was a cracking idea. It's their own fault. We dithered.
Yeah, it is a bit.
But things happen for a reason.
Well, we're
There's a
taking a year
reason
off anyway.
why. There's a reason why things have happened the way they've happened.
But the world has changed. When you go out there, people are a little bit more blinkered. They just want to do what they need to do.
Yeah,
And
this
they
theory
bulk
of
through,
let's
yeah.
all be love and compassion when we go out there and care about people. I can honestly say to you that I have seen no compassion for other people when I've gone out.
Yeah,
I've
think
seen
there's a,
complete selfish trait in people.
well,
That
it's a
everybody's out for
downslide
their
in
own.
social structure, isn't it?
Well, everybody's forgotten how to interact
Yeah,
and be
because we can't
appropriate.
just walk up to somebody and shake their hands. We can't run up to somebody
know,
and
but-
go, "I haven't seen you for ages."
I know, but everybody's on the internet saying, "Oh, won't it be great when we can all hug each other again and be together?" And no, I'm not a hugger, so no, not really.
Yeah, well, I was a hugger.
Well, I was, but I've gradually become not a hugger.
Yeah, no. It's all face masks and stuff. The world's different. We're going to have to learn different social cues now
Yeah.
and understand differences. More verbal communication than non-verbal.
Be kind to everybody.
Yeah, we're not in the same boat. We're just in the same bloody storm.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed it. We've kind of rambled on a bit, but we've covered some pretty
There
big
was
topics.
no fixed.
If you liked it, tap the
Theme.
love heart things. Let's see
Yeah,
some
do
love
that
hearts.
because we're really needy and we love it when you put.
Yeah, let's
hearts
have some
on.
love hearts come up the screen
Makes
for
us
the end
feel
of it.
good.
As always, guys, the videos go onto YouTube and then they get done into the podcast as well. So if you want to listen to it back in the car, you can do.
Yeah. Or if you want to blot out the kids talking.
But yeah, hopefully next week, yeah, there's love hearts.
Yay.
Next week we'll go out. We'll go and do it live from somewhere. Maybe the same place from a different angle, or maybe somewhere different.
I think somewhere different.
Yeah, we'll perhaps go somewhere different. But weather providing, it's got to be good.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, you're going to sleep again.
No, I was enjoying all the love hearts. That's proper cute.
No, I've enjoyed it. Thanks, guys, and thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Last little favour, share the video. Just as you go, just share it.
And keep your eye out as well, because I promise, set up a room purely for readings.
And on Wednesday,
keep your eye out.
you want to come and join me on Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock on my own page, and I'll be talking from a more life coachy perspective. So we'll touch on social cues, differences and things like that we're going to have to look for now as we delve back out
to
into
go back
the world.
to being a person.
And coping with change, whether you've instigated it or it's been instigated upon you. That's a shy way of putting it, but I know what I mean. I'll explain it better on Wednesday. I won't be as knackered.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I hope you all have a really good week. We've thoroughly enjoyed being here. Thank you for joining us. And we'll see you on the next exciting episode of...
Bye! Wiccan Warriors Sunday Show.
We should rehearse, but we don't.
We should.
Right, have a good week,
Wait.
guys. Oh,
It's good night from me.
and it's a good night from her.